And you know, I don't know about you guys, but the first time I read the book and I'm looking at the rainbow bar chart, I thought, oh, this is cool. Because this is, like I said, the arc of a conversation, and it makes sense. But when I looked at this best questions map, my mind couldn't comprehend everything. So what I want you to do over the course of time is rip this apart and come to terms with what these 3 columns mean, okay? The middle column, rapport and interest, is all about Act 2 in people skills, right? And when you think about people skills, you know, some different terms come up, like chit-chat, right? Just kind of warming them up. And I have a friend in Texas that when she went through this, she goes, oh, I know what you're talking about. You're just talking about yumming them up. Yumming them up, sure, why not? That's what we're talking about, yumming them up. Getting to know them to the extent that they want to share who they are with us, right? You know, you're not somebody that you meet for the first time, you're not going to say, so, you know, how's your mom? No. How do you get to know them, their interests, their responsibilities, their history, the company that they're working for, their history within that company? I want you to think critically about what are the best questions that you want to be asking. What are you comfortable asking people? There are questions that Dan uses when he's in Act 2 that I wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable with. And I'll tell you, there's lots of things that I say and do that he wouldn't be comfortable doing. That's for sure. So what does that mean for you? Think about that. What are the best 5 or 6 questions for you that you feel comfortable that you can pull out in a selling situation, okay? Now, on the left and right-hand sides, what we're talking about with your customer's position, what we're finding out there is what to sell, okay? Thinking about what are their needs and the problems to solve and the opportunities, what are their company issues, their personal issues. And I think oftentimes as salespeople and as professionals, we don't always find out what their personal issues are. How many times have you guys been surprised by some politics within an organization that you were unaware of? You know, understanding what's going on, you know, and almost, you know, I'm not advocating you're a mole in the organization or anything like that, but understand on a deep level who the players are and what's in it for those people that you're talking to. What's their motivation? It's important, very important to know. And the money issues, right? Personal issues and money issues. Everybody's got them. Okay, what are the money issues that they're dealing with? How do they spend money? How do they set budgets? Where does money come from within their organization? How do they parse that out? All of those things. Identifying your best questions and making that part of your best sales practices is what we're talking about when you want to rip this whole process apart with this questions map. So on this side, your customer's position, you're finding out what you can sell them, to what degree, you're qualifying them, so to speak. Now on the left-hand side, your position, competition, time frame, buying influences, okay? You're figuring out how to sell. The one on the bottom, it says commitment objective, same or changed. That's not a question you ask them, right? But it's during this process when we're diving deep as they'll let us go, where we find out, is my commitment objective still appropriate? And if there's any one category on this best questions map that is going to change your commitment objective more often than any other category, it's buying influences. Am I talking to Vito? Am I talking to that ultimate decision maker? Am I talking to somebody who's told me they're the ultimate decision maker, but they're not? What is their role in the whole process? And that's why we have these 4 bullets. Who makes the decision? Who impacts the decision? Who's affected? And how is the decision made? If anything is going to change your commitment objective more often than not, it's that category. So the other thing that we commend to all of you is, what are the best 5 or 6 questions in each of these subcategories from these 3 columns? You know, what do you feel comfortable asking folks as you're getting to know them? How do you qualify them? And how are you figuring out who your competition is, how quickly they want to make a decision, and how they're making that decision internally?